are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Say a few hellos in the chat.
Oh, maybe I can see that too. Oh, look at that. This is what I should have been checking out when we were talking. There's
okay, so we have Frugal Farmer, Mark B, Annie, Mike Adventures. Can't wait till you start your channel. And Mark B again. Ida. Oh, there's Katcha Videos. Doris. Okay, so everybody, I would like you to meet Snowman. He explores abandoned buildings and stuff, so we're going to find out what he's all about. His link is pinned in the comments on the top and in blue, so you can check him out. Hi, the journey awaits. And so we'll start with, why did you name your channel Snowman Exploring?
Well, it's just Snowman, and
yeah.
I didn't want my actual name to be on there, so I picked an old nickname that I had when I was working at Skipper's Smokehouse. Everybody there called me Snowman.
Okay. Hi, Barbara Ann. Okay. Hi, Barbara. So you had a nickname Snowman. How did that come?
Well, there were too many Johns. So when there's too many Johns, some of the Johns have to change their names. So it used to be a really common name, but when my son graduated high school, there were 200 kids graduating, 2,000 kids graduating, not one single John.
Okay.
So not nearly as popular as it once was.
Yeah. Oh, we got more people in the house. And remember, guys, if you have any questions, put them in all caps so we can see them easier. We have Selena, we have Nicole, we have Modest Moon, we have, who else did I just see? I hope I didn't miss anybody.
Modest Moon Gazer. You should check out my channel. I posted a video of the
pink moon.
Sandra Pink moon now. Yeah. We're on Sandra's show. It's got to be Sandra.
Okay, so you've been exploring for how many years now?
I guess all my life. I've only started uploading videos about 3 years ago, but I have a lot of trouble passing a vacant building without going in and having a look, at least.
Yeah.
Because it's just, could be anything in there, you got to go look.
And so what got you to the point to put your videos on YouTube? Was it?
My daughter was messing around on, we got a YouTube on the TV out in the living room. My daughter was messing around and she found a channel that was showing abandoned houses. And I was shocked with the kind of things that they were finding in these abandoned houses on the videos. Like the abandoned places that I used to go were completely abandoned in ruins, mostly, not houses. These people were going in vacant houses up in northeastern United States. Some of them were going in tenement buildings in downtown Detroit and finding all kinds of things. And we were just gobsmacked with what they were finding. Their family pictures, everything they owned was left behind. Why? Every time I go into one of these abandoned places, I always think, why did they leave all this stuff here? What happened? And you never really know.
And you explore alone?
Unfortunately, yeah, I don't have anybody to explore with. Sometimes my son comes along with me. One time a few times I brought my daughter along with me. She likes to go, but the last place we went to explore, she got a bunch of burrs in her hair, so I don't think she's going to want to run right back out and explore with me again anytime soon.
Okay. Do you mind repeating for unknown?
Why do I call myself Snowman?
Yeah.
It was my nickname when I worked at Skipper's Smokehouse, which, if you don't know what Skipper's Smokehouse is, you should really look it up. And if you ever come to Tampa, and if it is successfully reopened, because it's been closed since the pandemic, but the owner just contacted me earlier today and was asking me about, if I want to participate whenever they reopen, which I'm really looking forward to. It's a concert venue. Lots of big name acts have come into Skipper's and played, mostly blues bands. If you're into the blues, Coco Taylor played there, saw her there. John Lee Hooker played there, Savoy Brown, Buckwheat Zydeco, Buddy Guy's been there, John Mayall's Blues Breakers. It's just a lot of really, really great blues musicians have played at Skipper's, and it's a great venue, outdoors. It's Florida. It kind of looks like it looks typical Florida. It looks like it just grew out of the swamp. There's all kinds of abandoned boats and stuff in the backyard, and a really rickety pavilion. Nice soundboard. They have a really nice soundboard. The music is great. The music is, concert quality. But Skipper Smokehouse. Sorry, I've gone on a rant.
Look at here.
I thought because you loved the cold winter. LOL. I do love the cold winter. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and I miss the winters, but I'm in Florida. I'm Florida Snowman now.
Then Mark B says,
yeah, great place to sit back and with a brew and chill. Absolutely. When I worked there, this was years ago, I used to drink, and every time you worked a shift, you got one free shift beer. And generally speaking, most of us followed it up with a couple more beers after that, after a shift. It's a good place to chill. Really good place to chill. And the beer's good and cold.
hi, Lisa Anderson. And thank you to my mods for all the work they do. Thank you so much. Without you, I can't go too far. You're always there for me. Okay, so how do you find your abandoned locations?
Keep my eyes peeled. Yep. Everywhere I go, I keep my eyes peeled. It's more fun when I can get somebody else to drive, because then I can stare off in the woods and see if I can find something in the woods. Which is, you never know what you're going to see. Like my son, I think it was a week and a half ago, took me to St. Augustine. So it was me, my nephew, and my son and his wife. And we drove across the state of Florida, and we got lost for a little bit, wound up on this dirt road. And off to the left side, in a field, were a whole bunch of deer. I mean, a lot of deer. So many deer that this doesn't seem right. And some of them looked like maybe they were gazelles. They looked it up on the internet. It's a place that breeds deers for hunting. They breed them there, and then they, rich guys will come in and they'll pay, $500 or whatever and kill a deer, because they're guaranteed to get a deer, because the deer are practically tame. They just, deer walks out, you shoot it, congratulations, good job, buddy. And then they take it back and butcher it for you, I'm sure.
Wow, that's
They call
awesome.
it a canned hunt. It's not like, it bears no resemblance to actual hunting, but it's something that rich people do.
Yeah. Okay. And so you just grab a buddy to drive and a cup of coffee, and you just drive nowhere, no destination in mind? Or
before the pandemic? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just anywhere I'm driving, keep my eyes open. It's surprising what you'll see.
okay. And do you ever use Google Maps or something?
If I find something, if I see something that's interesting, I'll go look it up on Google Maps. Matter of fact, some of my videos, I will show what the place looked like a few years ago, and I'm getting that off of Google Street View, because in the city where I'm at, Google Street View has been taking pictures of these houses since 2007. Sometimes there's 8 pictures, going back in time every couple of years. So it can really tell a story. If it's an abandoned building, you can like watch it slowly decay, slowly get worse and worse and worse over the years. One time, one of my videos is the Catwoman's house. It's actually gotten quite a few hits.
Yeah.
I went back in Google Street View and I found pictures of the ASPCA and the Humane Society and the police. I don't know what they like code enforcement, but for animals. They had swarmed her house, and the Google Street View van went by. So there were tons of pictures of like 7 police vans and the ASPCA van, people, volunteers standing out there, and they're processing her cats. She had thousands of cats, apparently. Well, not thousands. Certainly.
It must have smelled bad though in that house. It must have smelled like really like a. Ooh.
It was not pleasant. The odor in the house was not pleasant. Yeah, it was.
And for sure, in other abandoned houses, there's other smells too. Did you ever open a fridge that smelled
every time?
bad?
You got to open the fridge, man. If you're gonna go exploring, the viewers want you to open that fridge just so you can say how bad it is. Yeah, of course I open the fridge. I open the fridge every time. And matter of fact, a few times I've gone in there and asked, should I open the door of my viewers just before I open it? And I'm just assuming they say yes.
I opened the fridge once. It was so bad. I gagged. I was gagging in the video. It was so funny. I said, "Oh, I'll leave it. They'll see how bad it was."
Oh yeah.
And did you ever hurt yourself while exploring? Like you went through a floor or like?
No.
No.
I'm good. I'm careful. I'm careful when I'm out there. Now, the other day I was planting a couple of plants in my backyard, and I somehow managed to turn my ankle just sticking a couple of flowers in the ground. But no, never in an abandoned, never on a trip.
Okay. And did you ever get busted?
No. No. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
I've never been arrested.
Okay. Because unfortunately that comes with the job of doing abandoned videos, that you might get busted or hurt or.
No, man.
Was there
getting away is my
You run fast. Oh, okay. Okay, that's it. Okay.
run. Yeah.
Okay. What else did I wanted to say? So I got a blank. Okay, so let's see if somebody has a question for you. Let's just check this out.
I can always resort to dad jokes. I have dad jokes. Dad jokes are always something that I can fall back
on. Okay, so tell me more about your shorts that you're doing twice a day on your channel.
Yeah.
About this plant that we really see it from tiny to it's over the power lines.
It starts out as a 6-foot tall spiky ball. Basically, it's shaped like a giant sphere, and it's got these pointy, sharp, like a porcupine. And on the end of each leaf is a thorn, and there are thorns all down the side too. It's great for keeping people off of your property. I mean, if you have a row of these things at the edge of your property, no one would ever dare come close. It's like it would keep me out of an abandoned house. If it was surrounded by century plants, I would not go in. That would be effective.
And how did you get your idea to do a video like this?
6 years ago, I had one bloom, and I posted it on Facebook. I was on Facebook at the time, wasn't on YouTube. But I posted pictures of it, and people loved them. And, to me, it's just it's a fascinating plant. It grows for, this one's 27 years old. It will bloom one time in its life. The bloom is 30 feet tall. It looks like a giant asparagus coming out of the middle of the spiky ball. And then it gets to the top and it spreads out horns that look like antlers on a deer. And then at the end of the antlers, blooms come out, yellow blooms. And we're right now at the point where the antlers are starting to come out. And we're 40 days in. So it's...
One thing that stuck to me was the fact that there's like a water inside, which they use to make tequila. I said, oh.
Exactly. This is an American agave. The tequila comes from a blue agave. They look essentially the same to me. This one's got what they call aguamiel in it, which is basically honey water. It's Spanish for honey water. The plant originally comes from Mexico or Texas, down there. It's a desert plant, so it thrives on neglect. I stuck it in the ground 27 years ago and ignored it, and basically it just grows by itself. No attention necessary. It's not like I babied the thing for 26 years. Just kind of set it out there.
Okay, we have a question here.
Just to explore, or do you do paranormal too? That is a good question and a valid question, because that is something that everybody does now, is the paranormal. Everybody goes to places that are haunted. I love a good ghost story, but I cannot participate in attempting to contact spirits. So I won't do, you won't see, if I'm ever doing an abandoned and there's a ghost, you can be guaranteed that it's real, because I have never sought out anything like that, and I've never seen a ghost. So I don't do paranormal. Can't
so if someone would point out, oh, I saw a face like on the wall or something at this time minute, or you yourself when editing, did you ever see something strange?
Today I did. Today I did see something strange on the plant video that goes up at 6 o'clock tomorrow. One of the close-up shots, there was a white spider on the bud of the flower that's coming out. It must be setting up a web on the antlers. Okay. So yeah, I've seen strange stuff, but I've never seen anything paranormal. I've never seen a ghost. Now, I've joked around because when I did a school one time, Sacred Heart Academy, which is a Catholic school, I got inside. I did some video of the inside of it, and there were some, what do they call that when the camera flares and you get a ball?
Like an orb?
An orb, yes. There were orbs. And I said something about the orbs, but I know it was the camera. It wasn't a ghost. But it's funny that Sacred Heart Academy is a Catholic school that has a cemetery in the schoolyard, which is unusual, because it's got 2 or 3 crypts that are still there with the bodies in them. Matter of fact, they've fairly recently put bodies in there.
Okay.
The family still owns the crypts, and it's still holy ground, because it's a Catholic church, it's a Catholic school. So it's
that would make one awesome video. Like, you do the school and then the cemetery.
The cemetery, yeah. It's you can check it out. It's Sacred Heart Academy. It's one of my older videos. I did it.
Okay, you did that video already.
Yep, that's where I saw the orbs.
Okay, well, go check that out.
Yeah. Maybe there's stuff in there, and if paranormal people look at my videos, they might see stuff in there that I never saw when I was editing, and I never saw while I was in the school.
Yeah, because I have a lot of my subscribers are used to paranormal and stuff, and some can detect it like right on the screen saying, oh, at this timestamp, I saw a face. And some can even tell me I'm talking like in my video, but they also hear like a whisper and they timestamp it too. So that
I,
happened quite frequently when I was out exploring.
I put music on the background of a lot of my stuff, so that would cover up most of the
Yeah, that would
background stuff.
cover up the secret whispers.
Yeah, if there's any secret whispers in my stuff, it probably frequently is the weird music that I picked. Although I usually pick music that's pretty, you know.
Yeah, I like your music, especially the one you're using for the plant there. Yeah.
Oh, the plant music. Yeah, yeah. That's all YouTube music. So that's all YouTube approved. Now the Sandra Pink Moon video, that song, oh, that's a good song. It's called
Yeah, it
Pink Moon.
was. Yeah.
The name of the song is Pink Moon, and it's not a YouTube approved song. But the
Oh,
guy who did that song died of a drug overdose when he was only 27 years old. And he never got popular. He recorded 3 albums in his lifetime. And none of the 3 albums, they were all produced and everything, you know, they sold like 5,000 copies each. But after he died, people got a hold of those copies and they started listening to them. And he's become hugely popular since he died. And the last song he did is written on his tombstone.
oh,
Because it seemed to be talking, you know, from the grave.
okay.
A really, really interesting guy. His name escapes me at this time. Why can't I think of his name? I just used it. I sat here and talked about
That's
it.
why he's not popular.
That's why he's not popular. Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
He's a trip.
Did you ever explore a place that you regret going, that you weren't satisfied with your footage, but you put it up anyways, and winding up people really liked it?
Something that surprised me. I went into the Toys R Us. This is my one video that did fairly well. I think I've got like 17,000 views on it. And that's all those views are because it was Toys R Us. When I shot the video, I didn't even know what store I was in. And you'd think that my son would have recognized it and told me, because he used to go in that store all the time.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
we went in the back way. It was wide open. It was one of these cases where, you know, we were walking around, we were going around the back behind the stores, and we noticed a door wide open. So I went over to look in, and nobody's in there. So I got out my camera, you know, started shooting, and I threw up the video. And then after I was putting together the video, I realized it was a Toys R Us. I put that on the thumbnail, an old Google Street View of it, and it blew up. So
Okay.
you never know what one. And it wasn't a particularly good video. It's my most popular one. Go figure.
Oh,
Jackson House, I love. I spent forever working on the last Jackson House.
yes, I like
Nobody
that
watches
one.
Nobody watches that video. That video is
Really?
that is awesome.
Yes.
If you guys haven't checked out my Jackson House, my latest Jackson House video, not the original one, the second one I did, I've got footage that the college came in and they did a 3D image of the inside and the outside of this historic building. And they film a 360 view all the way around it. And then it splits open and you can look inside like it's a dollhouse or something. It's an amazing,
that was awesome to
it's
see.
an amazing video that they put together. And
Yeah.
I improved it because I put blues music on it. My
And
version is better than the one that's on the USF website for sure. Because that
what's on
house
your bucket
is a
list
blues
for
house.
like this summer?
What's on my bucket list for this summer?
Yeah.
Well, I don't plan on kicking the bucket this summer, but I do need to go up to Chicago. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go to Chicago because my niece is getting married, and if I don't show up, no one in the family will love me anymore. So I better get to Chicago, or I'm in big fat trouble with my sisters. That is
You're
not a place
planning
I
on
want to be.
driving there?
That's the only way I would get around. I'm not getting in an airplane, not with this COVID. No way. Not for love or money. If I never have to fly again, good.
Okay. And so you're going to drive there. So if you see something on the way, for sure you're going to stop?
If there's time. If there's time, and I don't have to be at a destination in a particular, if there's time, absolutely. Any abandoned building between here and Chicago, better get ready. So where are we talking about? I guess I'd have to cut through Alabama and Tennessee and Kentucky and Illinois, part of Illinois, maybe part of Indiana.
Okay. And how often a week do you explore?
I don't go anywhere anymore, really, because of the I'm so scared of getting COVID. I don't even drive to work anymore. I just work from home. And
Okay.
I think that might be another reason I don't do paranormal, is because I get enough death at work. I process the obituaries for the newspaper. So every job I do starts out with a name, died. So I get enough death.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. And did you ever do an obituary for someone you personally knew? Or?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. That must be hard to do.
Well, I don't know. You kind of get used to it. And I used to be, I still do, genealogy. I'm really into genealogy. And so I've been looking at obituaries for my ancestors for years, because I'd go back and look them up. Or in my family, they save them. They put them, off to the side, and then I go back later and I read through them to try and find all the relatives.
Okay.
Put on the family tree.
And did you ever thought of being a volunteer for Find a Grave?
Yes, I've used Find a Grave. I absolutely have used Find a Grave. I never did any volunteer work for them, though. It is a lot of work.
It looks the same. Like, you have the name and the date at this cemetery, and you just check it, and then you go and find it, and then you give them the photo. So it's like reserved for you. You claim the ad that it says there, and you get information of the cemetery. That's how I started my cemetery videos.
Oh.
I am still a volunteer for Find a Grave. So as I get to that cemetery, because I don't know them all, well, on the way I would find abandoned houses. So
yeah.
I do both. So that's how my channel got into the both niches there.
Yeah, I could see where that would work out. That Find a Grave was a great asset whenever I was doing genealogy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're connected with what's that site there that does that family trees and stuff? I can't remember the name offhand there. But
there are more than one, but they've probably all merged. A lot of that kind of stuff has merged together. When I do
Ancestries.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
Legacy.com does the obituaries, and they're meshed in with some of those same groups.
Oh, look at here,
Snowman. Me too. I traced my family back to 1642 in Germany. They came to America in 1710. That's early. 1710 is very early to get to America. Do you know where they came to America, Mark? What port? Because sometimes if you've got it traced back to a year like that, right where they stuck. My family started in the Philadelphia, and we were able to go back. I was in Philadelphia with my family. I don't know how many years ago that was. 12 years ago. Long time. And we stayed at a hotel. Behind the hotel was a cemetery, and it's where Ben Franklin is buried. So we were right in downtown Philadelphia, and walking distance to the Independence Hall, which is, if you ever get a chance to get to Philadelphia, see Independence Hall. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful place. And if you're doing paranormal, I understand it's very haunted. Independence Hall is haunted heavily.
Okay.
And the guy that we took a ghost tour. It was the best tour we took in Philadelphia was a ghost tour. And the guy said that all of these parks that you see are cemeteries. There's just no tombstones anymore, but they're all cemeteries. Anywhere you go, there's dead bodies underneath you.
Yeah. Okay, Mark B says the ship was the, oh, I can't read that.
The 11th one called Tower Frigate. So you've got the name of the ship too. That's unusual. They don't. A lot of times that wasn't recorded. The name of the ship. Sometimes you can find church records going back that far in the East, in the Northeast.
Okay. Places
like Boston, Richmond, Baltimore, New York, of course, Philadelphia. That's where my family was.
Okay. So when can we expect your next exploring video?
I just finished editing it. The only thing I need to do is get the thumbnail up. I think I'll probably do that. I'll probably have it go live tomorrow. I went to Gators Dockside. A lot of exploring videos, people are doing abandoned restaurants.
Yeah.
This one, I just walked around it, the Gators Dockside. But I put the camera up to the window and you could see inside. Wally B. I don't know whether you guys know him. He does a lot of exploring like that, where he'll walk around a place and just put his camera up to the window. Steel City Storm does that some. So I've got some videos that are like that. I prefer to post videos of places that I got inside and really got to look around. But sometimes just looking through the window is pretty cool too.
Okay. And you like to find the history of, let's say you found a house, but you don't know nothing of. So you add it in your video.
If I can find it, absolutely, I'll put it in there.
Okay.
Most of the places that you go, though, there's no telling.
Okay. And you upload a video like on a regular basis, or like every Wednesday or whatever?
I should do that. I've always wanted to. I think whenever the tree is done blooming, I'll set up one particular day and always put up a video that day. One particular day of the week, one time. Once a week is probably good. After doing 2 a day for a couple of months, I've gotten pretty good at being disciplined about. That's one thing doing 2 videos a day will teach you, is discipline, because I got to have that ready to go, at 6 a.m. or I've let people down. Maybe not very many people, but but dang it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to absolutely do it. I committed to doing it. I'm going to follow through.
And how many days from now the flower's going to come out?
Oh, it should be soon, because I figured it was probably 60 days total, but I'll keep posting it if it keeps blooming. It depends on how the plant goes. The last time one of these bloomed was 6 years ago, and about 10 more days into it, so in about 50 days, it snapped in half. It just broke, and it just laid halfway upside down for the rest of the time. But it continued to bloom. It had the plant dies after 26 years. When it blooms, it dies. So it will put all of its energy into that bloom for whatever it takes, because it knows it's. I hate to give it a personality, but it knows it's dying. So it puts everything into the bloom so that it can get itself pollinated.
Okay, that's really an interesting plant.
It's a
So, guys, do you
dinosaur.
have any questions? You can put them in caps so I can see them. I've run out of questions. Help me. It's where I say that, but
We could talk about the pink moon. You want to talk
yeah,
about the pink moon? The pink moon coming up. It's coming up Monday.
yeah,
It's named after a flower.
yeah. They
Every
call it the pink moon because of a flower that blooms,
At that
starts
time of year,
blooming. Yeah.
every month the full moon has a like a colloquial name, like like a nickname.
Yeah.
Last month it was the worm moon. The month before that it was the snow moon. And if you watch the weather report on TV, they tell you about what moon it is, the full moon. And then a lot of people apparently go on YouTube and they search that, whatever they're calling it. So I got a lot of views on my moon videos, not just because the music's good. It is really good on this last one. That Pink Moon song, I love that song. I could
Yeah, it's
do it over and over
beautiful.
and over again. The guy does such a good job. Nick Drake. I remembered his name.
Ah,
Nick Drake.
okay.
Nick Drake is the guy that died
Here,
of the drug overdose. The
Barbara
movie, that
says,
was,
not a question, but Snowman.
I love your channel. I can't wait till 6 a.m. See, Barbara, yeah.
Oh,
I would be letting Barbara down if I didn't get the video up there every day at 6 a.m. Because
okay. And what else do you know about the moon? Like, do you do a ritual? Everybody
no,
knows here that I do rituals,
I
and this
saw your
one's
video of the moon ritual with the
yeah,
moon water
yeah.
and so forth.
And for this moon, it's even more powerful because it also like represents love and emotions because it's in the horoscope sign Taurus, this moon.
I think I saw something about that too.
Yeah.
Another channel I was watching where they were talking
So
about
it attracts a lot of love. So, like, try and get rid of your negativity, especially on the day that it's going to be full moon. Meditate on getting rid of your negativity and everything. And you can even go as far as going outside in the moonlight and meditating outside. The energy is going to be stronger, or if there's no possibility because of winds, or even though it's clouded outside, the moon is still there. The energy will be passing through those clouds and everything. So you can still make your moon water even though it's cloudy. Either leave it outside or in the house there. And it's time to charge your crystals.
You were doing that with the salt.
Yeah, you take coarse salt and you put it in a jar with some filtered water, and you just put it on the windowsill or directly outside where the moonlight hits. Like full moon days are, for me, it's like going to a spa and get, massage and everything. I take care of myself day, and I try to get rid of my negativity. I write down in a journal all the negative things, then I burn it, It's like, go away.
Yeah.
So
they were saying that this particular moon, or this particular full moon, is also going to be closer. That's why it's bigger.
Yes,
and, it does control the tides. I mean, it controls water, obviously.
Yes,
it has
moonlight and water, the energy together.
Yeah,
that's what forms your energy, your positive, good energy that everybody needs to soak up, and especially since it's in the moon of love, also, like you gather all the good energy from everybody.
Well, there's no doubt that it's definitely something that humans have watched for the entirety of humanity, of all time. As soon as there were humans, they were looking at the moon, and they were noticing it. They were marking time with it.
Yeah.
The moon also, because we only have one moon and it's so close to the size of Earth, it stabilizes the Earth's orbit, which is why we have life on Earth. If we didn't have the moon, there wouldn't be any life on Earth, because our orbit would be unstable, and every time something started to develop, it would get too close or too far from the sun and be destroyed. So the moon really is like the mother to the Earth.
Yeah.
And it's female, obviously. The sun is male, but obviously a moon is female because it has phases.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the same with women.
We
Women
have beliefs in my family, and as you know, we practice Wicca at some points, you know, and we believe that a woman's cycle, body cycle, goes with the moon. Like, oh, well, she's pregnant, well, she'll have her baby on the full moon. And most of the time,
it's true. It's true. It's absolutely
true. A person says that, well, it really happens.
Oh yeah, women have been using the moon for timing for, you know, throughout humanity. There's no doubt about it. That's why in all the religions the moon is always female.
Yeah, and I remember my father telling me, for my first daughter, I was late. She was supposed to come the 5th of May, but I only got her for the 15th. And he said, oh, she's going to be close to the full moon. If she's not at the full moon, she'll be close to it. Or he was always telling me that, don't worry, just look at your calendar. The moon's there. It'll be before or after, but for sure the moon has something to do with it. Even my father used to believe in that. Well, being with my mother for so many years.
You have no choice. I mean, I've adopted so many things from my wife, and my wife obviously adopted so many things from so we just behave the same now.
Yeah.
It's a teamwork.
Yeah. So how did you come to discover that we're having a pink moon this month?
Well, oddly enough, my wife, February was the snow moon.
Yeah.
So she thought snow moon, snowman.
Yeah.
Video. She loves it when I make videos, and I love to make videos of the moon anyway. So she said, do a video for the snow moon. I did, and it got a lot of hits. So I did one for the worm moon. This one came up. I've got the list now. Next moon, I'll have it ready. Just pick some good music, find some good moon footage, have it ready.
And for the pink moon, you thought of me.
Of course. Who else could I possibly think of for the pink moon? I mean,
thank you
so
make
much. Comments on my videos every single day. Yeah. Twice a day. So
it's in my bell. I'm there.
How could I not think of the pink moon whenever I see you?
Wow. Okay. So does anybody in the chat have any questions for Snowman?
Snowman, snow moon.
Snow moon.
That's another thing I've done is, well, with this latest video, I've used, I don't know whether anybody in here is a video creator or not, but I've used copyrighted music in many of my videos. And I've only had the music taken down once. It was the song Lowrider by the band War. But if you look at a lot of my old videos, they have copyrighted music on. As a matter of fact, this Nick Drake music is copyrighted. My channel is not monetized, and I don't really care if it ever gets monetized. I'm not, in any big hurry. It doesn't make any difference to me. I just like posting videos. It's just something to do. It's like a hobby.
Yeah, that's how I'm doing it. I'm happy just to share what I have to share with my subscribers, and we go as far as we go.
Yeah.
Nicole here. You have
to do a blue moon. There's even a song, Blue Moon. Who does that song? That's an old rock song. It's a Love your moon videos. Ida loves them. I love doing them. I love doing the moon videos. I love filming the moon. I got a really good telephoto optical zoom. They turn out great. Snowman, I will check you out. Thank you, Hawk Paranormal. Now, I got to warn you, I don't do paranormal. So if you see anything paranormal on there, I haven't been faking it because I never saw anything. So I hope somebody does find something paranormal on one of my videos. I would love that, but I just can't see it. I think, you know how some people say that they're like ghost magnets? I might be the same thing, but opposite, like a repellent. Something about me scares ghosts away. Maybe it's my nose. I don't. I do have a really big nose. At least that's what everybody tells me. Or is it something that you'd like to do? Or is that something that you'd like to do? Is what something that I'd like to do?
I guess it's about the moon.
The paranormal or the moon? Maybe I'd like to do paranormal, but I don't see it happening.
Oh, here.
Oh, I would love to collaborate with anybody. Anybody that wants to collaborate with me, please contact me. I would love to have somebody to go into abandoned buildings with so that I don't get killed. Because some of the ones that I've been in are in not very good neighborhoods at all. There's a lot of low-income neighborhoods. I live in a city, so.
Okay, and you're from the Tampa area.
Yep, Tampa.
In Florida.
Yeah, I'm in Tampa. I'm on the north end of Tampa. So Rochelle G is not too far from me, but she's moving away. There are other people who do videos down here, like I'm thinking of Haunted something, one of those guys, and Jesus, there's a couple of guys that people really love that I've tried to reach out to do collabs with, but they're really popular channels, so they haven't got time for Snowman or Snow Moon, any of that, No.
Here we have a question. Oops, it just moved. No, not that one.
Tippa TV. Tippa TV. I see them on Rooted stuff.
Yes.
A lot lately.
Yes, and they're going. We'll be in Tampa in May, they say.
No way.
Yeah.
No
Send them
way
an
you're going to be in
email.
Tampa. Wow, that is great. Yeah, if you would like to get together, I'll find an abandoned place for you, or I can take you to a graveyard. I just recently found another graveyard that is in the. It's like you're going to. It's called the Aaron Cutoff. The town, I think, it's sort of like between Land O'Lakes and San Antonio, which are two small towns. In the middle of the woods, you go back a dirt road. There's a graveyard back there. If you're interested in videoing a graveyard, that would be a good one to go to. Lots of ghosts there, I'm sure.
Ida wants to know if you love gardening.
I love plants that thrive on neglect. My century plant, when I moved in here, I stuck 3 or 4 of them in the ground out there, and they grew. I didn't do anything to them. I can keep the yard mowed, but I don't really know what I'm doing with gardening. I have a couple of butterfly plants I planted when my son was a kid because he liked to collect butterflies. But I'm not much of a gardener.
If you call, trying to get the phone number.
Rochelle,
we're calling you, Rochelle.
She's moving away.
Yeah.
So. I'm sure she would have made time for me to collab up someday, but she's been busy because she's going to move away. I think she's moving up north somewhere. I can't remember where she said she's moving to. I can't even remember when.
New York, but the state of New York, I don't know.
Oh, upstate New York somewhere. You know, I used to live in a place called Chautauqua, New York, which is not too far from Lake Erie. And it's on a lake, and it was a really nice little town, extreme western New York.
Oh no, not the right one. I didn't get the right one. It
I
was this one. Look at this lucky guy.
Only a couple hours from me. Oh, she's going to be up near you, Mark B. Okay. New York is beautiful, especially this time of year. I mean, if you're going to move to New York, this is the time of year to go there. Yes, I do have a Twitter. The name is the same. There's a link on my YouTube page to my Twitter. So, yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to me on Twitter. I get the messages there. If you want to message me directly, I do get messages on Twitter. And I don't get so many that I can't answer every single one. We'll find. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Twitter. That's the way to contact me. There's a link on my YouTube page, which I'm saying more than once now. I don't know why. You know, you get to a certain age and things just. My son looked at me today or yesterday. He was talking to me, and he was saying that he was becoming me. And I said, "Geez, I wish I could become more like my dad." Because my dad was much calmer than I am. Very even. He's on a very even keel.
And what do your kids think of your channel? Like, are they saying, "Oh, Dad's a YouTuber now," or do they say, "Do they mock you?"
They've both been on my videos. Not much, you know. We don't really go on our videos too much. I'm not on there very much. My kids aren't on there very much. Just a little bit here and there. You got to kind of look close. Mostly, it's just I'm videoing the whatever I'm doing, not the people. Because the content's really for the viewers, and the viewer doesn't tune in to an abandoned video to see pictures of me and my family. It's just not that we're not that interesting.
Okay. Do you watch like other abandoned channels?
I love watching R&K because of his cinematography.
Okay.
That's, you know, he's been one of my favorites. I used to watch a lot of Rick and Becca and Wally B. I like watching your abandoned videos, but you were saying you're not going to be doing them anymore. You're just going to be doing.
No, I have to. Like I was saying, I have to keep a low profile for a little while, but I'll be at it again after my profile
sufficiently lowered. All right. Yeah.
And I do some abandoned now, but I just stay like outside the building, and I try to contact the spirits with my necrophonic. Yep. And my subscribers are liking that as well. But it's not that I ran out of houses. I have a full map full. It's just that something like my first video I wanted to do of this season, because we're out of snow and everything, it went sour.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, turn around. So I backflipped a bit, and I said, well, I was hearing Rooted and everybody saying, be yourself, do what you like to do, you know. Yeah. So I said, okay, well, I'll take this opportunity to show my subscribers who I am. And, you know, and on my Patreon, well, I'll be putting out a video soon on the behind the scenes of how I prepare to go investigate a cemetery. So that'll be for my Patreons. And I don't think I'll put that part of the video out to YouTube, maybe after. Yeah. But it's my preparation for before I go investigate a cemetery, and at this one place in particular. I might put out a teaser tomorrow, because I already went before with the kids, because my exploring team is my family, my two daughters, my son-in-law, my husband, Eric. Everybody knows him.
Yeah.
So we each have our own task to do. My oldest daughter tries and finds the locations. My son-in-law is the drone driver. Eric's the driver because I'm too nervous. I want to look everywhere in case we find something else on the way. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
I
if you
do
want
what
to
I
find
do.
abandoned places, you got to keep your
And
eyes
we
peeled.
already went to this cemetery, and I cut clips of the video that I'm gonna put up maybe tomorrow in the afternoon or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I went today. It's because this little grave is decorated, but since we just finished winter, the decorations aren't there yet. So I wanted to go when the decorations are back there.
Uh,
So yeah.
I didn't even think about that. You've got so much snow up there, don't you?
Yeah, well, we just finished another snowstorm. It should be our last one. I put out all my patio furniture and everything. It was nice for 2 weeks, and then snow. So my patio furniture was full of snow. It
Uh,
just melted today, so we're okay now. But today it was too windy to film, so we went and looked for cemeteries and abandoned ruins there. And that's all what we did, but should be filming tomorrow.
ruins are my favorite. I
Yeah.
would prefer to, but I'm in Florida, so we don't really have a lot of ruins. When I
Okay.
was up north in Pennsylvania, there are a lot of ruins. I mean, you just go walking in the woods, and a lot of times you'll come across a foundation, just a foundation. I like seeing just that. I mean,
Okay.
that's exciting to me.
And you watch paranormal channels like
No, not
no?
much, not much. I'm not much into it because it's just something that uh, I can't let myself uh, get sucked. I can't go down that alley. I just can't. It's like one of those things. Sandra, I can't wait for
Yeah,
this.
it's gonna be really raw. My preparation, what I do before I go into it's not gonna be rehearsed. Eric's gonna be filming, so maybe you'll see properly, maybe you don't sometimes, but we're not professionals, we're having fun. So you'll see what Sandra does before she goes into a cemetery, especially the ones that I find on Find a Grave that have no information.
Uh,
I don't want to go there like no information and what if or no, I'm too nervous for that. So I do a certain preparation before.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a cemetery today, oddly enough. While my wife was at jury duty, I went through the Oaklawn Cemetery, and somebody had gone in there a few months ago, apparently, and put Cabbage Patch dolls on baby dolls on a lot of the babies' graves, which I thought was, I don't know, to me it was kind of creepy, to be quite honest with you. I mean, these dolls were clearly had been out in the elements for a long time, and people had gone in there and messed with them. It was, no, it's too
Okay.
weird.
Well, sometimes they're like offerings because it's a child or something.
I think originally they were, but this is in
Here we have
downtown,
a
and it was
question.
right next to the bus station. Will either of you be filming Pink Moon Monday?
That was my punch.
That was your punch?
Yeah, I want to do something special, but I'm trying to figure out what. Like you already saw my moon rituals, and the pink moon is the same, but more like this one I
Intense.
go into deeper because I'll really go outside and stand in the moonlight to like get rid of my negativity that's attached to me, my negative thoughts on other people, and sending them love instead. Because, like I said before, the pink moon is a love moon as well. So, and I know farmers like this moon because it's for crops and flowers, like the first flowers, all the first pink flowers of whatever
I
fruit
think
or something.
really all these names of the moons of the different, every full moon, every month,
Yeah.
they're all really based in agriculture.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, 100 years, well, not really 100 years, 150 years ago, everybody that lived in this continent, well, 90% of them were tied to the land through farming. I mean, all of my ancestors that were alive in the 1800s, they had farms. They were growing stuff, so it was really important to the people what season you're in, what you have to do at this particular time of year, and it was all timed out for them.
Okay. I'm looking for a question.
Working from dusk to dawn. No, the other way around. Dawn to dusk. Dusk to dawn is that scary movie. Who did that movie? Dusk to Dawn. Cheech Marin was in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll probably be doing like spells for the full moon or something, a little video about spells. Little spells you can do at home. I did one for Halloween, a video on spells, but not a lot of people knew me back then when I did this. I did a Halloween vlog week. Like every day I put out a video. And we did spells for, I think it was money, to not run out of money. We had one to like grant a wish, a special wish. So I'll see what I can find in my book and probably be making a video on spells. Oh, here we have a question from Jared.
Jared King TV.
Yep. Awesome dude.
I just got really really old. The older I get, the more awesome I get. More awesomer yet even. I don't know.
Okay, so does anybody else have any questions? I hope I didn't miss your questions because here I see this, but I can't find it.
Eric, should I put my question in caps?
Yes, please do. I'm trying to find it. I don't know if it's too far now or.
Yeah, I spent a long time in the cemetery today, wandering around looking for the grave of Charlie McKay Wall was his name. He was the crime syndicate boss who got murdered in Tampa in the 1950s before Trafficante took over. Trafficante was the mafia guy, the Italian guy that came in and took over all the prostitution and drugs, gambling. Those are the three big ones in Tampa. The daily number, they call it Bolita down here. Trafficante was definitely a kingpin. Oh, and bringing in the liquor during Prohibition. There was a lot of money in that. Bringing in liquor from Canada.
That would be an awesome
case down here, probably Jamaica. A lot of rum coming in on boats up the river.
Well, we've come to our 1 hour mark. So remember, guys, his link is in the comments in blue. So check him out. He has lots of interesting places and stuff. So, and especially his plant there. It's really interesting.
The plant videos are not everybody's cup of tea. All the plant videos are bordered.
Well, I'd like to see someone from Quebec find a plant like that.
Yeah. It is. It would be unusual, but down here, there's a lot of them. But it's 26 years old. It only blooms one time, and just the bloom is so big. It's surprising, really.
Oh, I just found the question, so we'll finish at
Oh,
this.
how did
I
you
can,
get your name Snowman? How did I get the name Snowman? I used to work, before I did obituaries for the newspaper, which is what I do now. I used to work in restaurants. I was a kitchen manager at a place called Skipper's Smokehouse. Skipper's Smokehouse is a concert venue. They used to do a lot of blues music, reggae music. It's the coolest bar that ever washed ashore. So if you ever make it to Tampa, and if Skipper's Smokehouse does get to reopen, the owner was just contacted me this morning. Hopefully they're going to reopen the venue and reopen the restaurant. It was a great place to hang out. Cold beer, great times, great bands. Should I name the bands again?
No, it's okay. We're gonna finish it
We've
at
heard too much
that.
about Skipper's Smokehouse. We're not
So
going to turn
guys,
into an ad for Skipper's Smokehouse.
remember tomorrow night at 7, I have the pendulum readings. So bring your questions. Depending on how many people are there, we can maybe answer 2 or 3 or more questions. So that's for tomorrow night, 7 p.m. my time. So on that note, thank you very much, Snowman, for accepting my invitation. It was a real honor to have you.
Well, thank you for letting me come on. It was great. I don't get a chance to go live. I probably could, but I'm scared of going live. So when I can go live with somebody else, it makes it easier for me because I'm just scared. I'm a nervous wreck.
Okay, so to all my awesome friends, thank you so much for coming tonight. It was really fun seeing you all. And I want you all to have a wonderful and beautiful weekend. See you all soon. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a sparkling week.